All right, welcome back to the channel. We have a fight card of interest coming up, I do believe in April. And the first press conference came up for it today on a triple header, which will include Ryan Garcia on the card, Teofimo Lopez on the card, and Devin Haney on the card. In the interviews given in the lead up to this fight, Ryan Garcia says, Devin Haney is going to sue me again. So I don't know what to do with this guy. He's the biggest bitch in boxing. And I have to tell you, man, I think Ryan Garcia may be on to something. Let's talk about that and the card in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division or 47-pound division. Not quite sure what weight these guys are going to be fighting at, but it looks like we've got a card with a bunch of ex-kings on it. Three of the four ex-kings of the lightweight division are going to be fighting on this card. You have Ryan Garcia, who's going to be fighting Rolly Romero, Devin Haney, who's going to be fighting Jose Ramirez, and Teofimo Lopez, who is going to be fighting Arnold Barboza. Now, the funniest thing that has happened so far to me in this getting ready for this fight, and I am going to talk about the fight card and what I think about it, because I do think that those are good fights. Those are all good fights. I will buy the card. I'm not going to buy the card on DAZN. I'll buy the card on pay-per-view.com. But we have to worry about this fight, about whether or not somebody's going to get sued for beating Devin Haney. So what did Ryan Garcia say? Ryan Garcia said about Devin Haney that he doesn't know what to say about Devin Haney. He doesn't want to talk about Devin Haney. He doesn't know what he can say about Devin Haney because he knows that Devin Haney will sue him for whatever it is that he says. And says this is the most ridiculous situation that we've seen in boxing, or, he may be exaggerating a little bit, but still, it's just about right there, man. Bill Haney and Devin Haney, well, at least Bill Haney, marketed himself as a hellified street ninja. Hellified street ninja. And as soon as something goes south for him, the man lights off one of the most ridiculous lawsuits just to try to force somebody to sign him. I told people going into the way that Devin Haney was running his career, the way that he had no loyalty to the PBC when the PBC originally put him on Showtime, the way that he had no loyalty to Eddie Hearn after Eddie Hearn had left him, helped him get a championship, and he goes to ESPN, and then he doesn't have any loyalty towards ESPN, so he jumps over back to Matchroom. Then he has no loyalty to Matchroom, so he jumps right over there to Golden Boy. And what happens? He winds up finding himself in a situation where he doesn't have anybody that is committed to the further development of his career. So what does he do? In a last-ditch effort, he puts out this lawsuit on Ryan Garcia, crying and complaining about dang near everything that left this man's mouth. Now, if Ryan Garcia had done something, right? Just say he had steroids in his system and he had popped dirty, and Devin Haney had legitimately gotten very hurt or something like that. Okay, I can understand it. But if you have somebody that literally is going to look through every tweet that you say, if Ryan Garcia jokes or says something salacious on a tweet, he's going to take that, he's going to put it in a file, and he's going to start building a case to sue Ryan Garcia, which is why I'm telling you, guys that are litigious like that, you shouldn't do business with, because they're not worth doing business with, because if there's any problems that happen in that situation, you're going to wind up getting hit with a ton of lawsuits and a ton of drama. And that's exactly what Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia did. Devin Haney did to Ryan Garcia, did to Golden Boy, so that they could even get on this card. But again, I want to remind people where we are. with this card. Not too many years ago, there were 4 kings in the lightweight division: Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney are now undercard fighters. Undercard fighters. And not only undercard fighters, they're undercard fighters in an event that the people that are putting on the event are not confident will sell enough tickets to pay them. So what do? They just say, hey, man, we're just going to take a complete loss. And they turn the event into a private party in Times Square. Let me repeat. They are going to put on, as far as the attendance for this fight with Ryan Garcia, the Ryan Garcia card with Rolly Romero and Devin, these guys, they are not allowed to sell tickets to the event that they have. So in order to go to the event, it's going to be by invite only. So no tickets sold for the event. You know that this fight is going to be on DAZN, and the pay-per-views are not going to be tremendous because the pay-per-views on that particular network are never tremendous. So you're going to have a low amount of pay-per-views. You're going to have absolutely no revenue brought in through the gate. The only revenue that you're going to have for this fight is the loss, the personal loss that Turki Al-Sheikh is willing to have to make the fight. I am perplexed as to how this is supposed to grow the sport of boxing. If you're familiar with Times Square, for them to cut off Times Square is going to irritate the people that go to Times Square and visit Times Square. The tourists that come every Saturday, every Sunday throughout the year to Times Square are all going to get put off for a boxing event that is a private event in the middle of New York City. I don't think that is necessarily going to be the best way to grow the brand of any of these fighters. So these guys are now, that whole event is tucked away into almost nothingness. And the only thing that you're going to get out of that is there's going to be people that are going to watch it, right? 20,000, 25,000 people may actually watch it. You're going to have a whole bunch of people that fire stick and steal it. But then you're going to have a bunch of media talking about it because those guys are on the payroll of Turki Al-Sheikh, DAZN, and the like. But it's not a good thing for boxing, man, that a fight like this is going to be held where nobody can buy tickets. But yet, hey, man, this guy is revolutionizing boxing. Revolutionizing boxing by preventing people from buying tickets to the fight because he don't want to lose any more money. If you can't put on events that make money, maybe you shouldn't put on events, man. But, you know, what do I know? At the end of the day, though, everybody in that 4 Kings is taking a dent. Gervonta had a draw that many people thought where a lot of people thought he won that fight. A judge thought he won that fight, and the unofficial score for that fight had Gervonta Davis winning that fight. There's some controversy around it about that knee, but other than that, man, Gervonta Davis, 19,000 tickets sold, over 500,000 pay-per-views sold. That dude is legit. But watch, they're going to try to move Lamont Roach off that rematch to prevent him from having an even bigger event in the rematch. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.